Marco and Luca grew up side by side, breathing every day the air filled with dreams and sacrifices that surrounded their family business. They were different, yet naturally complementary. Marco was a volcano of ideas, outgoing, always ready to take risks. Luca instead was patient, rational, able to see beyond the excitement of the moment. Both dreamed that one day they would run the company together, as a true team. But their father, the man who had built everything with his bare hands, made a decision that no one expected. He entrusted only Marco with the leadership of the company. He believed that having a single leader would guarantee stability, fearing that too many commands would lead to confusion. It was a mistake. Luca, deeply wounded in his pride and soul, walked away without saying a word. There was no open fight, no dramatic argument, only a slow, relentless silence. From that day on, the two brothers stopped seeing and hearing from each other. Each closed himself off in his own world, far from the other. Marco took over the company with enthusiasm, determined to prove himself worthy of the trust he had been given. But soon he realized that leading alone was very different from dreaming about it. He had countless ideas and projects, but no one to help turn them into concrete reality. He missed Luca, though he couldn't admit it even to himself. Slowly, the company began to falter. Numbers dropped, employees grew confused, customers became dissatisfied. Marco felt increasingly alone, crushed by the weight of responsibilities he once thought he could bear alone. One rainy evening, after an exhausting day, Marco got into his car, nervous and tired. He missed a sign, miscalculated a curve. In a few seconds, everything changed. The car crashed violently into a guardrail. Marco was rushed to the hospital, hanging between life and death. When Luca heard the news, he didn't hesitate for a second. Despite the years of silence, despite the buried resentment, the bond of blood and heart spoke louder. He rushed to the hospital, sat by his brother's bedside, and never left. Day after day, night after night, Luca stayed there, sometimes in silence, sometimes speaking softly, telling stories from their childhood, dreams left unfulfilled, projects they could have built together. When Marco finally opened his eyes, the first thing he saw was his brother's tired but serene face. No apologies were needed, no speeches, just a look, full of understanding and love, despite everything. During Marco's long rehabilitation, he proposed something he should have proposed many years before, to lead the company together. It was no longer about commanding. It was no longer about pride. It was about building something real, finally combining their complementary talents. Marco brought creativity, innovation, and boldness. Luca brought method, strategic vision, and stability during difficult times. For the first time, they worked, not as two rivals, but as two halves of the same heart. The results did not take long. The company flourished again, surpassing every record even from their father's time. But the real success was not in the numbers, the signed contracts, or the profits. The real success was the rebuilding of a bond that had seemed broken, yet had never truly died. In the end, the two brothers understood the greatest truth. Their father, despite building an empire, had made a fundamental mistake. He had believed that one alone would be enough. He had underestimated the strength of unity, the power of two different souls meant to walk together. Marco and Luca realized that alone you may go faster, but together you go further. And that awareness not only saved the company, it saved themselves too. Moral: true strength is not found in being the best alone, but in learning to walk together. Unity is not weakness, it is the greatest power. Those who recognize the value of differences build bonds that withstand time, challenges, and even the mistakes of the past.